Hello everyone and welcome to English with Raman. In this video we are going to discuss the pronunciation technique and we will discuss the British pronunciation technique. There are four techniques which are used by the Britishers. Number 1, catenation. Number 2, intrusion. Number 3, Elision, and the last, number 4th, assimilation. We will discuss these techniques one by one in the upcoming slides. So, catenation. The meaning of the catenation is linking, and the definition of the catenation is when the final consonant sound in the end of the word joins a vowel beginning the next word. Let's take an example of two words. You have two words in which the last alphabet of that word sounds consonant and the first alphabet of the second word sounds vowel. For example, an apple. You will not say an apple, you will say an apple. An apple. An elephant. An elephant. An elephant. An elephant. Okay, I have underlined the linking points. You can see an elephant. Next, it isn't becomes it isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. T-I-S. It isn't. Not at all becomes not at all. Not at all. You can see the linking. Secret agent. So, secret agent. Secret agent. Agent. Secret agent. I loved it. I loved it. So, the next technique is intrusion. The definition of intrusion is when an extra sound intrudes to make it easier to flow between two vowel sounds. While speaking, you will be getting extra sounds between the words. Those sounds are, there are three sounds actually. These sounds are y, v, and r. Y sound, v sound, and r sound. It's y sound, not j sound. It's y, v, and r. So let's discuss them one by one. The first sound is y sound. When two different vowel shares their sound or when mouth becomes flat during speaking. So the recognition of this sound is while speaking those words, when this sound occurs between the two words, your mouth becomes flat. Your mouth becomes flat during speaking. So let's see the examples. We all play out. Instead of saying we all play out, you will say we all play out. We all play out. So it sounds like we all play out. We all play out. Repeat after me. We all play out. He is. He is. He is. Sounds like he is. Next is V sound. When two O alphabets share their sounds or when mouth becomes round while speaking. So for example, go out to open. Instead of saying go out to open, you will say go out to open. Go out to open. It sounds like go out to open. Next, I can't thank you enough. Instead of saying I can't thank you enough, you will say I can't thank you enough. Thank you enough. You enough. V. thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. Similarly, r sound, the definition of this: when the former word ends with r sound and the latter one starts with a vowel sound. When the former, for example, you have two words and the first word ends with r sound and the next word starts with a vowel sound. For example, you will see, example of this is for example. You can see for example sounds like for example, for example, for example, for example. You can't say, you will not say for example. You will join these two words so that the flow becomes easier. So for example, next example is there are, of course. When you say this phrase while speaking, you will not say like there are of course. You will say there are of course. There are of course. See, there are of course. There are of course. There are of course. So this was intrusion. Now elision. So what is elision? Removing a sound or syllable while speaking, that is T or D are dropped. In this case, two alphabets are dropped while speaking. For example, last week, we remove the T in the end of the word, end of the first word actually, not the second one. End of the first word, when you remove T, it becomes last week, not last week. It becomes last week, last week. You don't say last week, you say last week. Similarly, how's the dog? How's a dog? How's a dog? How's a dog? So the is dropped here. Next, assimilation. So this is the last technique of British pronunciation. When two words come together and changed into a new full name. This technique is used for the combination of four sounds. First sound is t plus y, t plus y, and the second one is d plus y. So let's see in the example. Meet you. Meet you becomes meet you. Meet you. You will not say meet you, you will say meet you. Similarly, did you, it becomes did you. Did you. Did you or did ya. Did ya. Did you. So let's practice a little. Thanks ever so much. You will not say thanks ever so much. You will say thanks ever so much. Thanks ever so much. Thanks ever so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Repeat after me. I really appreciate it. I am really grateful. I am really grateful. I am really grateful. I am really grateful. I am. See, this is intrusion. I am. Your sound is intruded between I and am. I am really grateful. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. This is catenation. That means a lot to me. Instead of saying this, you will say that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. This is a very interesting example. In this phrase, all the techniques are covered. You can see that means a lot to me. 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 In the first two words, you can see elision. After that, you can see catenation. Then lot to. Lot to. In this, you can see assimilation. The next example is thanks a lot. Instead of saying thanks a lot, you will say thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. T is removed. because of elision. All right becomes alright, alright, alright. Similarly, an apple becomes an apple, an apple. So this was all about the British pronunciation. If you have any doubt regarding this video, you can comment, and please subscribe to the channel so that I can make more useful videos for you. Thank you.